Hello? Hello? Oh, you hear that creaking chair? Ugh, this thing's terrible. Locked Zoe outside. She's gonna want to come back in a few minutes, but until then, what's up? What's up? Github Flavor Markdown for Readmes. That's what's up. All right. Turn the music down. There we go. Hopefully that's good enough. Last time I felt like the music was too loud, but nobody really told me, which was a bummer. Thanks, y'all. So, see, this song's a little louder. Turn it down just a tid. 10%? How does that sound? All right, we're done, starting soon. Drop. Github Flavored Markdown for Readme. So, oh, I didn't spin up CodePal beforehand. Should have done that. Should have done that. Would you like to update? No, I don't want to update. Well, we're gonna spin it up. But basically, CodePal is launched, quote unquote. CodePal.io. It's under beta. I don't think my login still works. Invalid credentials. I think mine is now E4. Yeah. Well, the site's up. I never really go in there, to be honest. I usually use my local. which we're gonna be working off the locals today because we're doing some local development. But our issue is in our GitHub Readme. What is this page? Repo page. So we have Markdown that we get back right here. But it's the README contents, which is marked down from GitHub. It has some GitHub flavored things. We're going to try to create a new component that is GitHub Markdown that is flavored GitHub style. So we hopefully don't have weird errors. But we're going to have to wait for our Docker composed to come up. I'll do another drop in the meantime. And then we'll be on our way. Let's look up the GitHub Markdown API. I'm pretty sure it's just an open API that I can hit. Markdown with the text. So we could hit this with anything. Let's go to github.com. Postman. Let me hit this one. Let me pull it off in case it loads something funky. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But things like these images don't work, of course. It would be nice to fix those, but let's see. How do I close this? There we go. Okay, so we're gonna make a GET request to the Markdown site. They wanted some other stuff. Oh, it's not a GET. It's, oh wait. It's a post. But the accept is going to be that. Let's make it a post. And we'll give it the text in the body, which is going to be raw. Application JSON. There it is. I'll blow this up for you a little bit. The p text. We're getting it back. But let's try it with this Markdown file, shall we? So my README here, we're gonna get this raw contents basically. And there's gonna be some oops, that was not what I wanted. I wanted text. Can I do that? I don't think it's gonna work. I need to do the stringify of it or something. Hey Melky, what's up? Trying to get some GitHub Markdown going. Okay, let's just do it in our code. I'm gonna need some of this stuff though. Is our server up and running? It is. Okay, let me show you the page that it's on now. So in our spa.local, did I change these? I was playing with the change password feature. Okay. Settings. I don't remember if I... Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Cheating. Change password. Okay, and then if I log out, close. And then I log back in. Thank goodness. Okay, so on my profile, I've got my GitHub synced over here, you can see. And then that shows up this GitHub repositories tab. And then I come down here and I try to load up. And there it is. It's loading the markdown. We're pulling a request from the file, from the repo, loading it, and then we're rendering it in here. So we want to create a new component, but there is some, so like if I open this, and which one was this? Markdown content. Yo, Creative Null, what's up? Milky Pow. And I look at this README. Oh, I didn't have a description in that one. Okay, let's pick a different one. Let's go with OBS tasks overlay, because this one has images and stuff. Oh, but it's rendering that fine. I'll go back. Oh, wrong channel. Oh no, I get it. The Milky Pow, yeah. I'll still give the Milky Pow to you. I'll still call it Milky Pow. Hey guys, I got this new mouse pad. Check this out. Custom made. From that West Boss logo. I don't like this song. Let's skip this song. So let's look at this one. Yeah, this one. So it's not loading the block quote correctly, which is weird. The links are busted because they're relative links. I don't think GitHub Markdown is going to fix that either. That's like something we're going to do. The only thing I'm hoping GitHub Markdown will fix is like these, the checkboxes. That'll be cool. Hey Cypher, how's it going? But other than that, I'm not too sure what it would fix. We're still gonna have issues with URLs and images and those kinds of things. Those are bugs that we're gonna have to get. Cypher, thank you for the subscription. You get access to the chatted emote, the one emote I have right now. But you can drop chatted. 2 months, that's as long as I've been affiliate for. Honorable person, you're an honorable person. Seen a lot of straight down drops today. I don't know what's up with the drop game, but I've been getting a lot of those on other channels. So let's look at like this one. And now I'm realizing this is just linking to their GitHub. It's not linking to the actual repo. We should be linking to the repo, I think. Next.js, Netlify, this one. Oh no, this one doesn't have it. Maybe it is working fine. But we want those checkboxes. So what happens if we make another Markdown component? A I'm gonna make it a separate one because that's just how I feel right now. We might end up using one over the other all the time, or we might use them differently, I don't know. But also, Github Markdown. This is gonna have to make a query, whereas the other one doesn't. So I'm gonna have to have some additional code. And I'm wondering if I should, so I should make the query in there, right? Like I should just pass in a URL. I don't think allowed elements is gonna work, but I'll have to read into the API a little bit more. Finger cracking. Gone. Section equals GitHub Markdown. Markdown HTML. And this is actually going to have to go on dangerously set inner HTML. They really want us to know this shit's dangerous. This shit is dangerous. Let's say that is going to be just some string with test in it for now. But we're going to want to take in a URL. No. So we don't want to make requests in here. We just want to render it here. The content will be the children will be the content. The children will be the content. And I don't think we'll need class name, but let's leave it on there for now. Let's break these out a little bit. Will somebody please think of the children? I know that one. I say that one all the time. Okay. Let's just pull this one in on the repo page. Github Markdown. And it's going to take the README contents. So we'll have the README contents. I think I do want to give it some kind of key, right? Or ID or something. I wonder if they let me call it key. Do they? Dangerously wrapped HTML. Yep. So this could be a cross-site scripting. I don't know if it counts as cross-site scripting, but you know, like you have some malicious in your README. We definitely gotta protect on those. We'll figure them out. This one is gonna be, oops. Repo.repo ID. I can't type on this when I'm on stream. On this stream. So we'll take that. Key is required, and it's a string. Oops, we're using semicolons there. And I'm gonna wanna pull in use query. Hey, Mohammed. Oh, Mohammed, sorry. How's it going? Let's pull in some use queries, shall we? Yeah, check for certain tags. So that's what I had on the other one, the allowed elements on React Markdown. But I haven't looked in. I was just pulled the docs up here. I don't know if they have any other raw mode. Oh. In raw mode, GitHub Markdown is not supported. The Markdown will be rendered in plain format. So now, it doesn't look like they have any options on here to do it, but I could, once I get it back, right, I could run it through some kind of cleaner. I could probably even run it through my React Markdown component and just treat it like it was regular HTML, you know? So maybe I'll do that. Yeah, Mahamdi, this is React. This song's pretty badass, huh? So let's import use query. Is it use query or use query client? It's been that long since I've done React query. Pretty sure it's use query. The query's gonna be GitHub Markdown, and I'm gonna also pass the key. I need to, I have a GitHub Actions file, which I will throw in there. Get GitHub user. Throw it down here at the bottom. Get GitHub Markdown. And this will only take one. It will take the Markdown. This should just be Axios instance. And what was the route? It was a post request to here. There was additional headers. Do we have a regular Axios instance? Guess not. There is no base URL. Is this 10 seconds, I'm guessing? Axios instance. We'll probably do this use query too. Use this stuff into here. We want key and markdown. Oh, it won't. So enabled if there's a key and markdown. I guess that was why I wanted to do it in the other one, huh? Did I not pull this out? No. Oops, I want both. I really hate the way that they rewrote all this. It's the format are prettier. So the problem with this use here, if I do like that, I can pass the key, but then I also want the markdown, you know? Whatever. I think it might work. I want from my GitHub actions, import src/actions/ GitHub actions. And is it result? Wow, it's been so long since I've written React query. Pretty sure it is. Markdown HTML equals result or an empty string. Mountain Trash Panda, hi. There's a way to bit NTN Trash Panda. Mountain Trash Panda, congratulations, you are now a VIP. VIP. Let me look at one of these other use hooks. Because I totally forgot how it worked. You know what? I guess I could just look at their docs. Or this. Let's find this. Data. It's called data. I mean, mean, I think that could be it. There should be a key and there should be a children immediately, actually, so it should be fine. Console.log. Data. Congrats, Mountain Trash Panda. Refresh. Data is undefined. Network. Did you make a call to the markdown? Key is not a prop. Jerks. Let's call it query key. Drop. Query key, and I'm gonna change it. Did I close the frickin' repo file that I was using? Yeah, because I thought I needed it. Didn't need it. Okay. Well, we got an error. Oh, I don't want to send it straight through. I want to send it as text. And that's in here. Markdown. I didn't even send the content anyway. What an idiot. Oh, I probably need to adjust some of the headers as well. So in Axios, is it the third parameter? That is headers, or no, wait, this has to be on body, huh? Is that right? I should just look this up. Oh shoot, it worked. It didn't do it. I mean, I had it right before. It still didn't render them? What's the point? I guess it does have some anchors and stuff. That's kind of cool. Octocon. Do they fix? Ah, but they fixed the GitHub. No. I was gonna say they fixed the GitHub links, but I don't think they did. Let's wrap it in the exclamation point trash panda. I mean, we'll just throw it into the markdown. Oh, cat wants in. Hold on. You want to see Zoe? Here's a free Zoe appearance. Oop. Get your free Zoe appearances. Hold on, let me go big. Oh, she don't like it. Sorry. Markdown. And this is gonna go on here. So maybe I don't need the React query. Or that one, of course. And the Markdown utils. No more free appearances. She does not like to show up for free. She wants some kind of payment. Okay, what did I have copied? Markdown. I want to import Markdown. Import Markdown from src/component/common/markdown. And I am taking allowed elements in here. I will go on and pass it, pass it through. In case you want to change it. I think this should work. Let's try. It looks like it got the content back. Just didn't want to render it correctly. So is that because I might not have divs in allowed elements, and it just removes the div. Let's see if that fixes it. No. Is it because it's an actual div and I need to convert it to a string? That's interesting. I mean, I guess I could pass it through as just a string. I don't really need to dangerously set if it's in here. Huh? That ain't right. Look at that, sweet. Ah, yeah, that's nice, huh? So, Melky made this. Did I tell you guys that? Melky made this. He's pulling that repo, getting that README, and he's giving it to me. And I'm rendering it to the page. I mean, he already had it on the page, but I'm markdowning it now. So it's coming, I'm guessing it's coming through as plain text. But I don't see why, if it's markdown. Maybe it's rendering it. Somewhere, it's converting those. Okay, so maybe we do want that whole dangerous thing. I wonder if it actually took the div thing, maybe not. That's why I'm doing multiple refreshes. No, because it comes through into Markdown as like a React element. Did I? It could be stripping out a lot of them. Allowed elements. H1, H2, H3. Cypher, did I miss that whole drop? H4. No, there it is. Maybe I did. I did miss the whole thing, huh? Dorp. You see, another like straight down shot. I've been seeing that happen a bunch today. Something's wrong with their logic, I'll tell you what. Am I gonna get in the pool? No. Zoe, are you being a jerk? So this will come down through as a string too, probably. It doesn't show as like and greater than or and less than either though. And there's like H2s, A's, and P's. It shouldn't rip everything out. Usually Markdown parsers accept HTML. So that's why I'm trying to send it as HTML, but it's not happy. I wonder if it's not running the parser over any of those because it's already HTML. Okay, well let's ditch that idea. And you hear her making trouble over there? You hear her? She's up to no good. We want the class name pros on there. And and the problem here is that Sorry. Keep dropping thoughts. Mid thought. Okay. Pros plus the class name. Oh man, come on, Markdown, HTML. Rip this out. Put it back in here. The data is fine. I'm gonna comment that out. So that should give it the styling I want. But if this doesn't fix URLs, then I really don't see the point in doing it. Because, I mean, the GitHub Flavored Markdown sounds nice. But I don't think we're getting anything extra with it. If it's not going to convert these for us, these little to-dos, is it going to fix? It doesn't fix the URLs for us. Like, yeah, there's kind of not really a point to it. Most of these songs are coming from Urban Beats. That's a single album by someone. And they're doing pretty good. Trash Dev CodePal. It's this Hulu clone that we're gonna use to take over because Hulu's been slipping lately. They are trash. You know what I'm saying? CodePal. For anyone who doesn't know, Trash Dev here. He's trolling us. He is a part of the CodePal team now, and he's making CodePal commits. So he says, I've merged two things. Waiting on more though. This looks a little better. I mean, does it look any different though? I don't think so. So what we do get is with the mark, no, we don't. I mean, it's stripping out the IDs. There were IDs on like the headings and stuff, I thought. Yeah, they've got some classes. Like this one. See, it had an ID on it. But then in here, oh, it does have an ID. Oh, they're not on the root, okay. My bad, my bad. So there is this little thing here. But then we'd have to load the Octocon stuff. I mean, I guess we could style it however we want. But basically, the anchor class could get its own thing. I think I've included that before. Octocon? Is there a CDN? I just want to preview it for now. Definitely spelled that wrong. Oticon. That's not right. Octicon CDN. Wow, they do have it. Copy the URL. We're gonna just be cheap for a second. It's a .less file, I think. Is it? I don't know. Where's our styles? I think everything's just in the post Tailwind. Okay, let's copy the link tag and put it in our... We don't have an index? This is gonna suck, but we're gonna have to rebuild it to do this. So at import, is that how you do it? I think that's how you do it. Let's try it. We're gonna, in order to get that working, we have to run npm, oh no, yeah, on change directory client, npm run build CSS. Let's see if it loads the octagon. Refresh. Doesn't look like it did. Definitely doesn't feel like it did. Oh no, there it is. So, I mean, it has some styles, but it's not like it loaded any. Oh, there's just a width and height on it. I mean, the octagon dash link is not working. What version am I on? Am I on a really old version? Another drop. Two bunk drops. Yeah, no luck here. So I don't think it's really worth it to pull in their thing. I'd rather just use our own styles. And we can style it how we want. But I would like to show that. So that is a benefit to using the Github Markdown, is we get some anchor tags, but other than that, we're not, I mean, by getting that, we're losing out on this highlight source shell. Maybe I need to use a different highlighting library, like Highlight.js or something. So let's look at the other. Sorry, let me delete this crap so I don't save that. And we'll rebuild. have the ability to swap out components. And it would be nice, I mean, I can tap into the links here and say, hey, if the URL is whatever local URL, then use this. If it's not, use that. I have more flexibility with this thing, I think, than the GitHub stuff. Drop that trash panda. I'll drop decoding panzer. Uh-oh. Cypher, watch out. Watch where you're bumping. I'm gonna hit you again, huh? Double bump. Pew, pew. So, Melky, you still around? You here, boy? I just kind of don't really see the reasoning in it or the use of it. Let's check out some other profiles. Let's see what they look like. Back. Dev. This is a Next.js project. A lot of them are just Next.js projects. What would be nice is if I could get HTML to work through with that React Markdown. I can have the best of both worlds, right? Like this one has images, but it's trying to load it from the local source. If I could set the base URL then that would allow me to get these things to load. I don't think there's going to be a way to tap into these unless I use a different Markdown parser library. For the most part, this one worked pretty good. But let's try to play with something real quick, huh? We'll get a little off task. So maybe we'll mark that Github Flavor Markdown for Readme. I might call that one done. Task end. Task add. The new one is going to be support A and IMG tags. Task start. So sorry, not something was on my face. Felt a hair. Let's try bringing this back. Just Markdown land. And then we don't need the query key. I'll comment that out for now. Okay, so now we're back to the old Markdown editor. Should look the same, except for the highlighting. The highlighter is custom. I wonder if... And we lose the link tags, of course. That could be okay. It's not terribly needed in here. and it removed the images because it was not an allowed tag. The problem with an image is you can't embed images. I think there is some kind of cross-scripting thing where people embed image URLs, and so we shouldn't load those images. I'm not 100% sure on that. So this one doesn't have any links. It does have those links, but it doesn't really have other links out. Let's look at, which one were we looking at? The Markdown content? No. Netlify? Yeah, see the package. And the credits widget. Okay, yeah, so this one has some that I want to fix. Let's set the base prep to be repo. I'm gonna have to log out the repo. To get it, but I'm pretty actually it was just repo URL. I'm pretty sure it's repo underscore URL. Oops. Repo underscore URL. I'm gonna have to support that in the Markdown component. Oops, not that. So if there's a base a tag, then I want, none of these links are going to be internal, so we can do just that. I wonder how they give us prompts. Or if they do give us prompts. There should be prompts. There should be prompts. Ops. And that children will be in there. Oops, that's busted. Does have the href. There's even some node stuffs. Start and end, interesting. Compliment Cypher. Cypher, you're looking beautiful today. Has anyone told you? You're looking quite exquisite. Task end. Ah, no problem, no problem. But something went really wrong with. We'll do the base ref will be an empty string. And then we'll see base ref plus, I think we need a slash. Should I? No, I'll leave it up to them. Plus href. Target equals blank. Drop. Is there a UFO? This song's called UFO. Got the satellite going. Rel equals no opener, no referrer. Is that right? Let's see. Oh, worked. I just need to add on the repo page. I need to see that plus slash. Did I land? No, nobody landed. So now, you see that? You click that? Ooh, error. Yeah, because it needs to be like, I don't know if there's going to be a way to solve that. So I do need to say, like, if href dot starts with HTTP, then it's an external link, and we don't want, we just want that. Otherwise, we want to do the base ref plus the href. Href is a string. Is that? What seems to be your problem? It's not assignable to normal? I mean, what's this thing even talking about? This TS ignore next line. Oh, so that one's okay. That one's linking out. That one's linking out. That one is linking out. So I think I need to set this URL in the repo page to be /tree/canary/something. I saw them call it Canary on another one. I don't know if that's actually their brand's name or if that's just referring to whatever the latest one is. We'll see. Because then we won't know if it's master or main. Oh, that was interesting. Branch not found. Redirected to default branch. Cool feature, GitHub. And they actually redirected me to blob/main. But I'm cool with that. Tree/master. So if I have other links, let's see. Like this one points to another file. It redirects me, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take it. It redirected me to tree/main/src components. Branch not found, redirected to default branch. Thank you, GitHub. Thank you for doing the dirty work for me. So that will fix the links. I mean, let me get the images working, you know? Right? Like, let me just... And I can do that in a very similar fashion. This will be img. Instead of href, we'll do src. src, which is a string. There won't be any children. We'll just take the rest as the props. This will be an image. I'll spread on the rest of the props. This is in case they give us alts or anything like that. So src starts with src, otherwise do that src. And it's still going to be unhappy about JSX element, which is annoying. Let's try that. And I think the one OBS tasks was the one with it. I don't know if it'll load the images right though. I don't have images allowed in my allowed elements. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Because it is the right URL, but it's not an image file that it's serving up. It's serving up the GitHub page. How do I make this raw? /raw/. Okay. In that case, it's a different URL, so let me do base img src, and I'll say /raw. I don't know if there's another kind of src, but that is a little more obvious, right? And instead of base href, we'll say base src. Let's try that. So let me look at this URL. Oh, there's no tree, so raw/main/public. So this should be raw/. I wonder if it'll redirect us there. Let's see. No. It's because it's master. I wrote it as master, but it's actually main. So maybe when we pull these, we might want to figure out what the, yeah, that will work. Okay. Root. Branches, what the default branch is. We might actually be getting that. Let me see. So if I try to hit a repo, is there a user? Oh, there it is, repositories. I was like, it's gonna say it. No one's just some easy thing somewhere. List. Repositories for a user. Is there a branch in here? I know you guys might not be able to read this. A lot of URLs. Could probably pull it from a URL. There it is, default branch, master. So I think we're gonna wanna store that along with the repo info. Is template? That's interesting. Oh, this is not my actual thing, but. default the branch. So let me look. Well, let me just write it in here. Time to convert this to a template literal repo.default branch. There we go. That should be there. There we go. /tree. Okay. So that should fix it if there's a default branch. So let's say that, or master. I mean, I know the common one is main now, but this one's redirecting fine. It's just this one that has the issue. Ooh, getting bright out there. Sun's coming out. Sun's out. Oh, did he? I wasn't even paying attention. Maybe he logs it out. Maybe we saved it. And no. This is our own. I think. But when I come to this page, do I make this request or did I hit it from our database? Like, what's it doing? Repo information. Yeah, this is pulling from the stored. List all user projects. GitHub repo model. Let's see what we got on here. Name, URL, ID, description, owner. Yeah, so it's going to take some back-end work to get it in there. But for the time being, it should be able to load things. At least the links should be okay. The images will break if we don't know the branch name. But I think for now we'll turn off images anyway. Am I glowing beautifully? I have my focus, my A lock on right now. How's that? Well, not once we soar deep, once no security issues. Oh, the contrast, it's so beautiful. Oh, VS Code froze. First time today. First time today. Let's go create a new issue. I guess everything's gonna freeze right now, probably. So it's not rendering the images, which is okay. It's planned. I mean, if I really want to, I could tap into the LI and try to fix that, but I won't just yet. There's a lot of bugs around this that I didn't write down or create tickets for, but I wanted to fix. I was just gonna go in and do it on my own, kind of like I am now. But these links should be good. So if I go back, and let's look at this one. And this is fine now. So those are features I wanted on all of the markdowns, but I may want to do a README specific one here. And I want to change this. Oh, that is on the repo page and up top. What was the repo URL? Since it's just that, change it from owner profile to repo URL. And I mean, not name. Yep, so now if you want to go out there. Cool. Let me look at my other bug list real quick. So where did I write that down? Oh, there it is. Markdown parser has a problem with block quote and readme. That was not an issue. I was wrong. Relative links in readme break on site, so I fixed that. I should open a PR for this, but let me look at my changes real quick. Because I added this GitHub code, but I'm not really using it now. However, it's already set up, so let's just take it, I guess, right? The new axioms. Well, maybe, yeah. Okay, so repo page has some fixes. We're not using the GitHub Markdown. I think I'm just gonna rip it out. I mean, honestly, we don't need it. If anything, we'll create a GitHub Readme one later on, but the flavor, GitHub Markdown flavoring does nothing for us. So that, and I left some in here, don't need it there. And then I'm gonna wanna change that Axios code back. I'll leave the normal Axios instance in there. No, I won't. We don't need it. We don't need it. See, I'm trying to get fancy and be like, well, I'll save it for later, but no, we'll just add it then. Oops. It was fun while it lasted. Okay, so I think, oh, this one. So that one's no longer modified. Markdown has the new base href and base image RC, which is good. We want that. Repo page, we removed the social utils because we're now just pointing directly to the repo URL. That's that console login there. I knew there was something else. We updated the link to that button. And we updated our Markdown and our Markdown style. So let me commit this. Git st. What was the bug about? I think it was just Github Flavored Markdown for readmes. Yeah. Yeah, it's nothing fancy. Okay, I already did that. Git st, git cn dash n. GitHub Readme bugs. Origin feature /197. It's gone back and forth between a bug and a feature, you know, so whatever. We'll just call it whatever. It's going to have a label of bug, front end. Github Readme external links broken. Github Readme internal repo file links broken. Github Readme image links, oops, internal image links broken. This is pretty generic. Let me do this up. External links use a target blank. That one's done. Internal repo file links to proper GitHub page. That one's done. Internal image links load from repo URL. That's fixed as well. And I want to create a new ticket to say tech debt GitHub repo store defaults branch. When we load the repo information from GitHub, we would like to store the default branch so we can generate URLs to files, including README, images, etc., etc. Since the default branch, well, I don't need to explain more, but basically we have it hard-coded. And then we want to update the code. We want to update the GitHub README poll with new default branch path. GitHub README poll on the server side. The GitHub README base ref URL in the client. Base ref and base src, image src in the client. So this is a back-end feature. It's also on the front end. It will require a migration in the back end. I think that's it. Submit the new issue, and I'm going to reference this one in here in our new thing here. Needs additional work stored in a ticket here, number 198. We also need to do the image. And this one closes 197. I guess I should also update. Github Flavored Markdown added no benefit and reduced flexibility of swapping out tags for components. So I decided to drop it as a requirement and expand on what we have in place with ReactMarkdown. Needs separate additional work. Okay. Ah, didn't fix the linting errors, did I? Image elements must have an alt prop. You sick. Line 32 in Markdown. I think it's down here now. I'm gonna pass an alt for you. You happy? But I'm basically going to override it anyway. Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm pulling it out now. Well, okay. Linting errors. I think that's it for that one. Oh, I meant to look at my list. Relative links in the README, the break on site, we fixed that. User profile links, deleting, remove the value but don't delete the record. Oh, that was not related. Okay, that was it related to the GitHub stuff. Let's send it on over to Melky. I don't know if I can add multiple reviewers yet. Alpha 2 is done. Let's go to issues, milestones. This one has been closed. Or we can close it. Refresh it real quick. Okay. Alpha 3, this is ready to go with Alpha 3. I called the branch feature. Let's see if they notice it. Let's see if they notice it. I'm gonna send it out to them in the channel real quick. For the README, I know you can't see this. This is on Discord. Okay, is there any other issues, is what I'm talking about, that we want to look at? I don't think so. I'm feeling a little tired today. So I haven't been able to stream much. Last week I missed 2 of the scheduled days, so I basically missed a week. Work has been busy. Let me end that task. So, oh, my cam's all off. There we go. All right. So work's been busy. We got a deadline at the end of the month that I'm working on hitting, so I've been doing a lot of that. So I haven't been able to commit as much time to streaming as I'd like, or code now. Sidebar inconsistent left alignment. So this upvote, downvote, I was waiting for a merge to come in, and it has come in, I believe. So I might be able to fix this real quick. Let's try it. Let's take a look at it at least, huh? Let's take a look. Task add, task start. Okay. And this is 181. I want to get checkout staging. I'm pretty sure I have the latest. Get checkout dash b bug slash 181. Is it still going to compile successfully? Yes, it will. Great. So this is these little upvote things. You see, I clicked it, nothing happened. But if I refresh, it did upvote for me. So I think the issue was related to the things we fixed recently, actually. Close these files out, that I don't need them. And this is in the POW. When I click on it and I do the mutation on success and validate the queries, I actually want to do homepage. A refetch. So I already do it for like an on delete. Let's say on update. We'll do it too. Do I already have an on update in the POW? No, I don't. Why is it not throwing an error? Oops. On update. Returns void. And then here, we'll just run the on update. Whenever you upvote or downvote, we should add errors for those. I'll just copy this. It POWs. On error, Abatoast. POW could not be deleted. Could not be upvoted. Downvoted. And then we need to add that. Ooh, query clients not being used anymore. Toasts, use toasts. And I don't know about you guys, but I like my third-party code to come before my local code. Okay, so that should fix it for the home page. I need to do the detail page, but let's test the home page first. With the hydrate. Something must have borked. Did I already upload this song? Yeah, I did. I like this one. Okay. There you go. It's basically refreshing now. How does it work when I'm paged down a little bit? So if I'm here, boom, that's what I'm talking about. So what about if I'm on this page? Doesn't work on there. Of course, didn't expect it to. So this is pal detail. Refetch. On update. Refetch. There it is. Done and done. Well, isn't that nice? Another quick little easy win. 7 minutes? All right. How do I get rid of all these? I'm not sure about this. Up / down vote bx. Git push, oh not dash m, dash u, origin. Then we'll open another bug for that. Home page and pal detail page. This is gonna be bug. Not good for front end. Milestone alpha 3. Fixes, what number was that? 181. I didn't look. Did I? Yeah, no more linting errors, cool. Added toasts and organized. So third party imports come first. This is a good thinking song, huh? This is also on Urban Beats. What an amazing album. By Gionata Villa. Good work, man. request. And I'll send them the link to this one. Cool. Drop jetted into that task 11 minutes. Look at that straight drop again. Whatever, man. Whatever, you know? Just like... I don't... Let me refresh. Trash pan is going straight down too. Those are the main things I'll fix for now. Let's call it there, huh? 2 hours? Wow, that blew by. That blew by, y'all. Task, add, ending. Task, start. All right, well. Thanks for hanging out, quick 2 hours. Today's not even my normal scheduled days because I missed Tuesday, so I decided I'd hop on today. I might be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow because that's my normal scheduled day. Things are a little wonky right now, but I have another project that I want to work on. It's not a new project, it's new to the stream, but it's not new to me. So I've started building out a website related to, let me just go to it, shredlove.com. All right, this is our old skateboarding website, and I have all the content from the website back in the day. So I built this website. This is one of the first websites I wrote in HTML and CSS, like real HTML, CSS. First I built it on GeoCities. Now, well, then I moved it over to HTML, CSS from scratch. I learned how to write it from scratch. This is the first website, not this one right here, but the Shredlove website that I ever built. Got me into web development. And you know, we're older now. We're not a young kid skateboard crew anymore, but I have all this content. I was the filmer for it. I have friends who are the filmers and photographers, and we have all this content, and I want to bring it back and introduce it into the site again slowly because the site's been down for a while. So I built out this site on, I think, Next.js with Netlify CMS, which is okay. It's kind of whatever. But I'm going down this path to rebuild it, and I want to get some things going. But right now, like, I only have a couple things in it. I've got these 2 videos that were released back in the day. And if you click on it, I need to update it so it loads a Vimeo playlist and like shows it on the page. I want you to be able to come here and find any of the content that we used to have on the site. So I'm tagging things by like the user, like what did they do in this item? In this case, the skateboarder, you're done. The director, Chad with a C, and the skateboarder, G-Rail. And so you can find them, you can go to their profile and you can see what have they been in, what kind of credits do they have. I've been a director, skateboarder, etc. And then as this builds up, I'll have like all of my credits related to the Shredlove stuff. So there's some work I need to do on this to launch it. It's up on the web right now, and I deploy when I get new features going. But for the time being, it's been fallen to the wayside on other projects for a while. So I'd like to bring it back. I'd like to work on it on stream. I think it'd be fun. It's basically gonna be a not marketing, but a content website, right? So T. Drayson, when you see this is your wheelhouse. So it's nothing fancy design-wise though. Mostly working on getting the content side of it up and running. And then I wanna get fancier with the UI as we go on. So That's something I'd like to work on. I might do it tomorrow. I might bring it back some other time, but that's another project that's coming back. My next steps are basically to get these videos rendering, make them nice and easy to view in here and find. You can look through the crew. So it's pretty bare bones right now, but the bones are there. We need to fluff it up, give it some food, some good eating and stuff like that. So, oh my God. I was just showing you this whole website and I wasn't showing my screen. It's like nobody told me. But here's the site, shredlove.com. Content, some this, some that, whatever. All right, well, we'll do it again. We'll do it another time. Oops. Let's go to our ending. Let's find someone to raid. Let's find someone to raid. Oh, Mastermind. Code Spent. API stuff. I don't think I've ever raided Code Spent. So Griffin is always there. You know, feel nice and safe, always knowing that Griffin's there. And learn with Leon's going too, but let me look at Code Spent. Oh, cool, he's only 41 minutes in, so let's raid his ass. Oh, Mountain Trash Panda, you're so sweet. Raid. Code Spent. Cool. This channel's intended for mature audiences. But thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again soon. And let's